Good morning students, welcome to all 4 C-Learning classes. We are continuing with Economics first year, Unit 4, it is Production and Analysis. In that one, already we have seen what is production, what are the factors of production, and we have seen variable proportions by changing some factors or keeping all the factors fixed, and by changing only one factor, how we can increase the output. So here, today we are going to discuss about law of return to scale. In the previous class which we learned, that is also carries 10 marks importancy, and this is also sometimes comes for 10 marks. Here in this return to scale, we will see that if keeping one factor fixed and changing all the factors, what will be the result? In the previous one, what we have seen, keeping all factors fixed by changing only one label, one factor, what will be the result? We have seen. In that one, what we did, land, capital, organization and technology we kept fixed, and only we changed labor. With that, what happened? Output increased, become constant and decreased. Total product increased, constant decreased. In this return to scale, we are going to see in a different light. What we do, keeping only one factor fixed, and we will change all the factors. What is that one factor we are going to keep it fixed, and what are the factors we are going to change? We are going to fix only organization, but we are going to change land, capital, etc., labor, etc. So in this one, what will be the results we will see in this particular class. So production can be increased by changing all factors. In long run, all factors are variables. In long run, all factors are variables. Only in short period, some factors are fixed, some factors are variables. But in the long also, when we are changing all the factors by keeping only one organizer fixed, still what will be the result? This can explain us exactly why companies goes on opening different branches, different products, that we are going to see today. Why it increases, why it decreases. What are the reasons of one company going up to a limit and becoming constant and production starts decreasing. All these things we are going to learn in this production analysis. And already you have seen four factors have been added by fifth factor, that is technology. Okay, this is return to scales, law of return to scale we are going to study today. In that one, we have the assumptions. As it is, I told you, every economic law is constructed on the foundation of assumptions. On the foundation of assumptions, we are constructing all our laws. Without that foundation, there is no law is going to survive. All those laws are the limitations of, all those assumptions are limitations of our laws. Here, for law of return to scale, these are the assumptions. Hope you already opened your textbook, holding a pen and a notebook. Keep writing, keep watching in your textbook first. Whatever the side headings, I will explain you each and every side heading. Okay, now let me show you the assumptions. See, if I go on writing on the blackboard, it's going to consume more time. If I explain you, that is going to be useful to you. If I spend more time on only writing, it's a loss. Okay, so that's why I write it first and explain it later. And explanation part is much more important to you people. You need to remember that. Okay, and if you get any doubts, just write it in your book. I told you, in the textbook or in the notebook, it doesn't makes any difference. Textbook should not be so neat and clean. It should be educative one. It's supposed to help you. Now here we see assumptions. The first assumption is exception. Except one, all variables are going to be changed. In law of return to scale, except organization, except one, that one is organization, we are going to change all variables. One is fixed, another are variables which are going to be changed. Second is technology is going to be constant. You can see in your textbook also. Technology we are going to put constant without any change. Technology constant. Next, this is possible, or we assume that the market is perfect competition. Second time we did come across this perfect competition word. What is meant by perfect competition? Already I told you. All the commodities are homogeneous, where there is perfect competition in between sellers as well as buyers. There are n number of buyers, n number of sellers. So neither one buyer nor one seller going to fix the price or control the market. Market price, which is accepted by all the demand and supply, that is going to fix the price. That we will see in detail in the 5th chapter, market. What happens really in the market will be seen in our 5th chapter. Okay, here in this 4th chapter we will simply go through this perfect competition. Perfect competition means the competition is going to be perfect in between sellers as well as buyers. Price is going to be fixed neither by the buyers nor by the sellers. Price is going to be fixed by market. That is the basic features, characteristics of perfect competition. So here we assume market is perfect competition market, where how many of our commodities you sell, there won't be any change in the price. Next one is production can be calculated or measured in physical quantities, not compared. It can be measured in cardinal numbers, physical quantities. How much is being produced, we can exactly measure in physical quantities. Okay, next, tools and implements are going to be the same. Here, tools means what? In the capital we have seen, capital provides us with the tools. Everything is a tool. Even this is a tool. And this is a tool. This is a tool. This is a tool. Whichever help us in the production, those all are tools. Whichever helps you in studies, those all are tools. Your textbook, your notebook, your pen, your pencil, scale, everything. So those tools and implements. Implements does mean the methods or machinery or whichever is helping us, those all comes under this implements, methods. Those all are going to be the same. There is no difference in that one. So the assumptions are in simple language, except one, we are going to change all the variables. Technology is constant. If the market is perfect competition, and production can be measured in physical quantities. Tools and implements are going to be the same. Now we will see this table. Yeah, it is in your textbook as it is. I depicted it on the board. Now here we will see change in scale of how much scale. Scale means how much ratio we are going to change. Changes in the ratio of what? Capital as well as labor. Here for our advantage, instead of going for everything like technology or something else, land, here we are for our advantage, we are changing only a combination of capital and labor. In the previous one only labor has been changed, if you remember. But here in this one we are changing capital as well as labor. Okay. If you mix everything into that, it's a little bit hard to understand. Those things will be explained to you in the managerial economics in the MBA or MCOM. Here at this level in Inter, we will explain you the concepts. These concepts are going to be used in business economics in degree first year. Here it's only introduction of concepts. So here I will show you the change in the scale of capital as well as labor. And this is total returns. Total returns. These are marginal returns. These total returns and marginal returns will be divided into 3 levels. Increasing return to scale, constant return to scale, decreasing return to scale, So what is happening here? Again you see, in the previous one what happened? First increasing production, constant, then total production started decreasing. Even if you change these two factors of production, still it is going to have same type of results. First the returns increases, then becomes constant, then they decreases. Why? We will discuss later. Causes of increasing and diminishing returns we will discuss later. First let us see, let us go step by step. In this step we will see how the scale of capital and labor changes, total returns how they change, marginal returns how they change. Here we are going to watch. So now let us see. First, change in the scale of capital and labor. First we started with, for our advantage, let us say this is 1 lakh of capital and 10 labor. 1 lakh of capital, 10 labor. We started production. The output is, or returns are 9 units, which can be measured. Here we have seen production physical quantities. In the physical units it is 9 units. We have the total revenue or total returns. For our advantage we put marginal returns also 9. See, step by step. In the first one, 1 lakh of capital or 1 unit of capital, 10 of labor. The total returns are 9, marginal returns are 9. See, next we increased 100%. 2 lakhs of capital and 20 labor. We increased to 10 labor and total returns are 19. So you know the rules. To get the marginal returns, you have to remove the previous one from present one. Present one is 19. Previous one is how much? 9. 19 minus 9, the marginal returns are 10. For this, additional 1 lakh of rupees, additional 10 labor, because this is the difference. Additionally, we employed 1 lakh of rupees, 10 labor. For that additional, how much output did come? 19. So see here, first marginal returns are 9. Second, when we additionally added 1 labor and 10 labor and 1 lakh of capital, automatically 10 units of marginal returns we can see here. 19 minus 9, it is 10. So here you can see increasing return to scale. The returns have increased. 9 to 10 it is increased. Marginal returns are increasing. If you have any doubt, it will be clarified in the next steps. We again change the scale by additionally adding 1 lakh of capital and 10 labor. So when you add it to previous one, 3 lakhs of labor and 3 lakhs of cash and 30 labor. What are the total returns? 30. 30 minus 19, present to previous is going to be removed from present. Present minus previous, you will get the marginal returns. It is 11. Till here it is increasing. But let us see what happens in the next step. Okay, we additionally took 1 lakh of cash and 10 labor. So when we add it to the previous one, we are utilizing 4 lakhs of capital, 40 labor. Total returns increased. All the time total returns are increasing. You can see that total returns are increasing. Here total returns are 41. 41 minus 30. How do you get the marginal returns? From present one, you have to remove the previous one. How much is the marginal return? 11. So here you can see it is constant return to scale. In the first one, it is increasing return to scale. Here constant return to scale. So we can see that even when you are changing one, diminishing returns happens. First it increases, becomes constant and decreases. Even if you change 2, capital and labor, still the same results are coming. First increases, then becomes constant. But we increased much more. We added 1 more lakh of rupees, 10 more labor to the previous one. So 5 lakhs of cash, 50 labor. See, total returns increased to 51. How much it is? 51. So that comes to 10. 51. 51 minus 41 is 10. See here, already diminishing return started. Here constant. Because the land have a capability. You push the land up to a limit. This is its limit. Even organizer have a limit. Even technology have a limit. By changing capital and labor, we pushed it up to a limit. So here constant returns. So next, 5 lakhs of cash, 50 labor, 5 units of capital, 50 labor. The total returns are 51. How do we get the marginal returns? 51 minus 41. The marginal returns are 10. Okay, still we increased. We have seen there, even after becoming constant in the variable proportions, we increased 1 more labor. Then what happened? Total product started decreasing, marginal product become negative. Here let us see. We increased 1 more unit of capital for our advantage, 1 lakh of rupees and 10 labor. So total investment is how much? 6 lakhs of rupees, 60 labor. Total returns are how much? 60. It is increasing. But you can see first increasing order, become constant, now diminishing order. In the first level, increasing return to scale, constant return to scale. Now 60 minus 51, it is 9. So this is decreasing return to scale. So step by step it is decreasing. First, even if you change 1 factor or 2 factors, the results are going to be the same. You are changing the capital and labor in equal, see, every time equally we are going on adding. 1 lakh added, 1 lakh added, 1 lakh added, 10 labor added, 10 labor added, 10 labor. We are increasing the capital and labor in the same ratio. But total returns first increased. Total returns still increasing, but in a constant one. It is in increasing order, it is in decreasing order. In the first one, you got increasing return to scales. Here you can see constant return to scale. Here you can see decreasing return to scale. This can be seen on the graph. On the x-axis we are showing the scale of production. What it is? Scale of production. Here what we are showing? Marginal returns. What we are showing? Marginal returns. So here very clearly you can see here increasing return to scale, constant return to scale, diminishing return to scale. In the first stage, A to B, it increased. The scales have been, the returns have been increased. The marginal returns increased. That we call it as increasing return to scale. Next, marginal returns become constant. B to C, it is constant return to scale. For any business, how much big ever it is, if you change the combinations like this, the results are going to be the same. Constant return to scale. C to D, here you can see diminishing return to scale. So marginal returns shows that first it increases, then it becomes constant, then it is decreasing, even though total returns are increasing. Increasing order, constant order, decreasing order. Here marginal returns are increasing return to scale, constant return to scale, diminishing return. Why it is so? Now we are going to discuss causes. Causes of increasing and diminishing return to scales. Yes, it is increasing and it is diminishing. Why it is so? We need to discuss that in detail. Actually, some factors like machinery, like organizer, like a building, you cannot use part of it. You have to use it full. Like if it is a machine, some machines you cannot use part of it. You have to use it in total. And you rented one big building, or you constructed a big building. Whether you use it full or half, the expenditure is going to be the same. You are going to pay the same rent, same EMI, etc., etc. So what we will do, we will use it in full-fledged. When the capital and labor is less, you cannot use it at full-fledged. When you are not using it full-fledged, the returns are going to be less. Total returns you are getting, but less. When you start using them at full level by increasing capital and labor, automatically that building is totally going to be used, that machinery is going to be used. With capital you will get raw material, with labor you will get more manpower. Due to the more raw material and more manpower, the machine is going to give maximum output. When it is giving optimum output, automatically marginal returns are going to increase. This is the reason of increasing return to scales. Generally, increasing return to scale is the simplest result of an organizer, how he uses inputs and output. If by changing a little bit of inputs, the output can be changed a lot. Sometimes we can multiply them. Because that machinery which is supposed to produce 1000 units in a day, and due to the labor problem and capital problem, you are using less of the inputs like raw material, then automatically output is going to be less. But when you increase the capital, then you can purchase more of raw material. That machine capacity is 1000, but previously you don't have enough capital and labor. That's why you are utilizing that machinery only a half level. Like you are getting an output of something like 500 units of output. We have seen already, that is physical quantities can be calculated or measured. 500 units. Now its capacity is actually 1000 per a day. Then all of a sudden capital increased, labor increased. Then you started increasing the output. Now you reach up to 750 units per day. See, the machine is going to be used much better. Let us increase some more. 3 capital and 30 labor. Now it is reached up to its optimum. That is 1000 units every day you are producing. Okay, so it reached its maximum condition. Now even if you increase raw material and labor, still you cannot increase the output because machine capacity is that much. That's why in the beginning stage you can see increasing returns, and we reached its up to maximum level. You cannot cross that maximum level. So here we reached its optimum level. Here constant return to scale, optimum level. After this what happens? Automatically, even still you increase the inputs. Machinery doesn't have any capacity, and if you push more, the output won't increase. Instead of that, it decreases, because you are investing more of capital and appointing more of labor. Expenditure increases. Output does not increase because its capacity is 1000. Output does not increase, but due to this excessive inputs, expenditure increases. Due to that, returns starts decreasing. That's why here you are going to get decreasing return to scales. That machinery capacity you need to know. The organizer knows its capacity. Till that level, he will push it. After that, he will stop it. If he won't stop it, if he go on investing more and more, increasing the inputs, output does not increase. Due to that, automatically diminishing returns are going to be the result. So these are the causes of why increasing returns comes, why constant returns comes, why diminishing returns happens. These are the reasons. Okay, with this we have seen the returns to scales. First one was variable proportions. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about economies of scale. What is this economies of scale? There are two types of economies of scale, internal, external. We will see that tomorrow in detail. So for today, this is enough. Okay, good day students.